Welcome to the 2002 SC Gamma Alumni Association annual meeting via Zoom. We're very grateful that you're joining us here today. And if you're watching this on recording, thank you for joining us as well. My name is Doug Brown. I'm bond number 626 and the alumni chair of the chapter advisory board. And very happy to come to you today from the lodge. If you haven't been out here yet, next time you're in town for a ball game, you got to come check it out. It's a pretty awesome property, 15 acres, beautiful building. It's the kind of thing you'll wish you had when you were in school. I know I do. Real quick, want to run through the agenda, and then we'll get started. Jim's going to come up and give a quick update on the chapter advisory board. We've got active president Carson Fisher to give us an update on the chapter. Jody Hunter is going to give a housing update, and then Jeff Mackin's going to take over and run the bulk of the meeting, talking about the Alumni Association, some of our updates to the board, and the key initiatives we have this year, including our mentorship program, which everybody is really excited about. So before we do that, I just want to draw attention to a couple things. One, if you haven't been on our website in a while, please check it out. There's some great changes to that, including some work that Tom Cleveland and Alan Edwards did to really update the chapter grand section. So if you go onto website, look for chapter grand, we've got basically a whole wall of memorial for everybody in chapter grand, including pictures, obits, and maybe even some a little slideshow with additional pictures we've collected over the years. So please check that out. It's something that we're very proud of. And again, thank you to Tom Cleveland and Alan Edwards and everybody else who participated in that effort. In addition, no, it's not football season, but it'll be here soon. Preston Weeks and some other guys contributed to getting a tailgate map together with IPTE. So when you come to Clemson for a game, if you don't have a spot, look on our website, you'll see a map of all the tailgating spots, and I'm sure guys will be happy to host you or maybe hand out a beer or two and share an old story. So check out that this fall. It'll be here before we know it. Other than that, I just encourage you, if you're not a member of the Alumni Association, please join today. We've got a number of different levels from $15 up to $150, and the idea is to keep the alumni connected, to support the active chapter, and to preserve the history and traditions of SC Gamma. So we appreciate you joining. If you have joined but have not renewed your membership yet, remember we switched our payment process back in the fall. So if you joined previously, your membership did not renew, please go back on the website. There's pretty simple steps on how to renew, and you can just pick your membership and pay online. And we appreciate that support, because some of the things you're going to hear about today, including our alumni meetups and this mentorship program, are going to have some costs, and we appreciate a little help in that regard. Last is, if you are working and you are on LinkedIn, please join our LinkedIn page. That's going to be probably the best networking site that we have going forward. So there's a link on the homepage of our website. Please join that, and it'll be the best way for you to connect with other alumni in a professional sense, and also with the actives through our mentoring program. That's all I've got. I'm going to turn it over to Jim Douglas for a few quick words on the chapter advisory board.
Jim? All right. Thanks, Doug. I appreciate that. I'm hobbled a little bit today. It comes with age sometimes. But as far as the chapter advisor, we have 7 members of the chapter advisory board, and we interact with our position, each position. I interact with the president, Doug interacts with the alumni secretary, and we interact with those as need be. The fraternity is in great shape. Carson and Stephen Trent and the leadership has really made our job easy. We really don't get involved unless there are issues or things we need to sign. And so we've kind of been on automatic pilot, knock on wood, we'll stay that way. I'm looking over at Carson right now. Some of the initiatives that outside of working with the actives, some of us work with the Alumni Association as advisors, if need be. And we're so proud of where this Alumni Association has come since we didn't have one at the 50th, and where a number of guys have taken it, forward. I mentioned, if you mention names, I'm going to mention Terry Walker, Buddy Weeks, Tom Cleveland, Ken Peoples, Charlie Barron, a number of others, Chris Cribb, and others that have brought this organization along. And one of the things we hope to do next week is maybe get there early at lot 2 and put up a flag so that if guys would like to come by, if you're coming up to spring game, come by and just see us. So that's one of the things that we're working with on the mentorship program. I'm really excited about that coming along because there's a lot. I look around the room here, I see a lot of knowledge. Guys been successful in their careers, and that's something we'd like to help out with the brothers, especially juniors and seniors. A key initiative that we're moving along with it has sputtered over the years as we're starting to put together groups that can meet for like happy hours. Buddy Weeks got a setup here in Clemson, and we meet
every third Thursday of the month.
Every third Thursday of the month here at the SO Club or somewhere. If you've been to the website, you see where we met last Thursday in Greenville. Had about 15 brothers all the way from 1039 to 1093 up to bond number 4, and it was just a great gathering. I had never met Skip Armstrong. Really nice meeting him, and he had a great career there as a landscape architect. So what we want to do is create that in other cities where we have a concentration of South Carolina Gammas. I went down to the Oyster Roast in Charleston. Chris and I were at the Oyster Roast in Charleston that Will Porcher put on. What an awesome event that was. And these are brothers in the 400s, I believe. 300. So, and then, you know, Chris Chapman reached out on Facebook and said, we'd like to do this in Charlotte. We'd love to see it in Columbia. Trip Jones, if you're on, maybe we can do something there. And I heard that in Charleston, they try to get together at a local watering hole, maybe not once a month, but maybe, you know, once a quarter. Same thing in Atlanta. So it's just a way to renew the bond. And it was just great seeing the interaction of the guys in Greenville. Guys that didn't know each other, but were brothers and just kind of fell in casual, had a great time. We had a little bit of a meeting at the very end. And thanks to the South Carolina Alumni Association for providing the hors d'oeuvres and the appetizers. So that's something we would like to create that in other cities, and we can help out in any way we can. So that's my part. And Doug Carson, I'll turn it over to you. Proud to be a Five.
Hello, for anybody who doesn't know me, my name is Carson Fisher, and I'm the current president of Phi Delta Theta. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I'm a marketing major with a minor in sports communication. I came down to Clemson for many reasons, one of which was that both my siblings actually attended and attend Clemson currently. My sister Lexi was an Alpha Chi here at Clemson, and my brother Cordy is actually currently a Phi here, and he's bond number 1047. If all goes to plan, we'll be graduating this May. So I'm sad to see him go, but I'm glad that I can continue to keep the traditions of Phi Delta Theta here. Stephen Kent passed the torch off to me last November, and we've had an awesome semester so far. It really started with a great rush, and we went 9 for 11 on our bids. So we currently have 9 Phi Chi, and they've been doing an absolutely fantastic job. Socially, everything has been fantastic. We've continued to expand to meet with other fraternities and sororities. And tonight we actually have an event with ATO and AGR at ATO's house. So it's been great expanding and building relationships with other chapters, both fraternities and sororities. From a philanthropy perspective, we've been honestly doing as well as we ever have. We are currently in a competition, a national setup called the Lose Olympics. So obviously the chapter, we always do our philanthropy in honor of ALS and Lou Gehrig's disease. So this semester, every chapter competes against 4 other chapters in their region. So we're against UNC Charlotte, UNC Chapel Hill, and University of South Carolina. So we're all competing against each other to see who can raise the most money for Lou Gehrig's disease, and we're currently winning right now. So if we win our province, we'll move on to the next section. So hopefully we'll do that, and we're also working towards raising $10,000 this semester, which would qualify chapter, which we haven't done in a long time. So we're in very good shape to do so, and we're going to finish that out, and it'll be awesome. Next semester, actually, I will be living at the lodge, which I'm very, very excited about. I know Jody's going to touch more on that, but I'll be out here, and we actually have 6 guys for the first time in a long time, first semester, and then one of them should be graduating in December. So then next semester we'll have 5, and then we'll keep the tradition going because this house means too much to all of us to ever let it go. So besides that, everything has been great here, and I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of you soon. So thank you. I'll pass it off to Jody.
What bond number are we up to?
We are up to bond number 1161.
And how many active brothers?
Oh, we have 114 active brothers with 9 Phi Chi. So they'll be getting initiated before April 8th, which is the school's deadline. So it'll probably be next Friday is where we're planning on having initiation. So,
Carson, where is Stephen Kent moving to?
Stephen Kent will be moving to Charleston. So if you wanna see him, he's always a riot and a great time to talk to. So definitely be reaching out to him because I know he'd love to meet all of you. So awesome. I'll pass it off to Jody.
Thanks, Carson.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carson. Good morning. I'm Jody Hunter with the South Carolina Gamma Foundation Board. I'm very pleased to share with you and proud that the Phi Delta Theta Lodge continues to be a major focal point for our chapter activities and social gatherings. We're proud that next year, as Carson mentioned, we're going to have 6 brothers living here at the lodge. Also, we're very proud that in the last 5 years, we've been able to reduce the mortgage on the lodge from $255,000 down to $145,000. Big thank you to the chapter as well as our alumni for allowing us to have that success on reducing the mortgage. We also want to give a big thank you to the Alumni Association. During the past few months, they have refurbished the chapter room here by installing 2 big screen TVs for the chapter to enjoy, as well as repainting and reconditioning the chapter room for the chapter's use. Our focal point going forward as a board is to retire the debt that we have here at the lodge, and that's what we will be working towards over the next few years. But we thank you for your support of the foundation. We thank you for your support of the Alumni Association, and we thank you for the support of this chapter. Have a great day, and thank you.
All right, hey everybody. For those of you who don't know me, Jeff Mackin, bond number 399. And I hope I'm tall enough to get on the camera. So I'm the newly appointed / elected president of the Alumni Association, and looking forward to working with all of you guys on this, and hence the message, working with all of you guys on this. We're in a bit of a transition, right? The group that founded the Alumni Association has moved on, and then we got a new group involved now. And with that comes change. I'll go through the memberships and the things that we're going through, but the idea is what we're really focused on is giving back at this point. And it's not just financially, it's with our knowledge, it's with our brain power. So we're trying to we formed the board, and I'll show you that in just a second. The local group can't see the slides, you guys. So I'm trying to explain it to them, talking to them instead of the camera. But we're going to go through kind of what our focus is first, and then we'll go through who the board is. Hopefully you got some questions. If remotely any of you have any questions, shoot them in the chat, okay? And then and there is actually a chat out there, Chris. I don't know who's on that. But starting off with the mentoring piece, okay? Cool initiative, something that I've been involved in with University of South Alabama and with the business school here at Clemson is mentoring people as they graduate. Right, so it's always been that senior level. Let's mentor them when they're graduating. I think, Carson, you probably admit to this, but it's probably too late, right? It's probably your sophomore, junior year, the guys that we want to focus on. Y'all, as an alumni group, thank you, first of all. I sent an email out on this. I know it was a novel. I apologize. I had a lot on my mind, right? So I sent that novel out about this program, and 42 people responded to me mentors instantly. I mean, 42. It took me 6 months to get 42 people to sign up for a golf tournament back in the day. Right? So thank you in advance for that. I mean, these are CEOs, people that own businesses, people that contribute, sales, engineers, doctors. Pretty impressive. So you got a great group to work with. Your active chapter is going to have fun with this. The idea behind that, and I'll go through it more in detail, any of you alumni that want to sign up and do this, the more the merrier, right? Because we want to spread the width and give these guys access to people in their career choices. But it will be driven by the active members. Those of you who are signing up to be mentors will be receiving phone calls, emails, texts, whatever it is from the active members that are reaching out to have that initial conversation. From there you take it. It's one-on-one, very laid back, no formalities. Doug mentioned LinkedIn. Very important that you get out there and use the LinkedIn, because that's a connection tool that as these young guys start, they're showing they're connected to people that are in some cases important, right? And they're creating those connections they're going to need going forward. So I strongly suggest you get out there and do that. And I'll go more in depth on the mentoring program over the lunch, okay? Campus relationships is number 2 on our list. And the reason why I'm going through these on a list like this is that these are going to become committees. The board will manage this, but the committees will be important, managing the actual projects. So campus relations is important. I was talking to Jody last night, and there's an event, and I forgot what it's called, Jody, the Chick-fil-A recruiting event, right? So and there were tables sponsored by Phi Delta Theta. Didn't have individuals' names on it. It said by Phi Delta Theta. Now I know it was individuals that paid for it, right? But that was cool, right? How many of you, when you were at Clemson, that the university thought highly of Phi Delta Theta or any fraternity, right? Clemson has never been the overly welcoming place to Greek, right? We've always been, quote, the party kids. We can do better, right? We can get back to the campus in some way. We all love this place, right? I mean, I put the quote down at the bottom. You spend 4 years of your life trying to get out and the rest of your life trying to get back. Right? So we've got to find a way to contribute back to Clemson. That's true. I was one of those, Harry. Yeah. I know we have a few that have never left, and that's great. So these are committee chairs that I'm going to be looking for. Okay. The fall event is the golf tournament, y'all. The fall event is not an alumni association event. Guess why? There's cold beer at that event. Okay, and we can't take the responsibility of that. That is a bunch of friends getting together and playing golf. The only thing you'll ever see from an alumni association there is we may sponsor a hole or may give a prize or something like that. Okay. So just FYI, anybody who has not come to that, come to that. Okay. That's 22 years strong running. Average about 100 guys every first October of every football season. It's a lot of fun. Okay. But the spring event is what we are going to put on as alumni. This is our spring event, guys. This and next week, the tailgate. It'll grow over time. But we have guys that drove down from Charlotte. We got people came up from Atlanta. We got people came in from Columbia in this room. Thank you. Right. And that's how it starts. And then you say, hey, I had a great time. And then the next time, you bring 3 other guys with you. Right. And then we have a great event. Got 15 acres to go play golf on and shoot stuff. Okay. So we will create a nice spring event that brings people back to the campus and growing. Moving forward on that, the word collaboration comes up. Jim Douglas talked about it. Doug Brown kicked it off with this. I mean, there's a group in here from bond number 11 through 10.
I'm 1089.
1089. Okay. That's pretty damn cool. Right. I mean, that is pretty cool to see 1,000 separation and bond numbers. We're all in here hanging out together. So the messaging there is it's collaboration. We went to Greenville on Thursday night, Doug, is that right? So we had a happy hour on Thursday night, kind of the kickoff of this alumni gathering, regional alumni gathering. And we had bond number 5 through 700, right, Andy? I mean,
1,000.
Oh, we were in the thousands. That's right. We did have an active or a guy that just graduated. So, I mean, there you go. Bond number 5 through over 1,000. Pretty cool. With that being said, guys, the collaboration, we're going to be using the website. I had intention of kind of showing the website on here, but since the guys don't have access to the screens in here, I'm going to skip that today. But if you haven't looked at the website, go look at the website. Buddy did a great job putting together the chapter grand. We've got pictures out there. Absolutely. Those guys who have passed away that are in our memories every day, and we can't quite remember what they look like. Right?
What time is it? 10:30.
It kind of toggles through and shows pictures of everybody. There's a separate section on there that has composites. If you have pictures of composites, send those in because we're missing some. Okay. And then if you want to share pictures, the intent of that website is going to be our collaboration tool. Okay. Selfishly, you have to join the Alumni Association to have access to the website. We have to fund it, guys. We have to pay for it. And while we're all generous, the idea is that you're going to gain access. What's the word in sales? With them, what's in it for me, right? You pay your dues, you get access to this. Okay, so that's all about collaboration. The website's very important. Preston Buddy started on a database for us, right, to try to get accurate contact information for all of us. You guys have no idea how hard that is. People change. There's a lot, yeah. It's tough, and as the former golf chair for 17 years, it was tough. You get a lot of rejected emails just 12 months later, right? So it's it's important that you guys stay in touch with us, okay, and make the effort. Newsletters quarterly. Ryan didn't make the call, but Ryan has done a great job of doing quarterly newsletters. He's going to continue to handle that committee. If you guys have suggestions on newsletter topics, just send them in. Okay, that's the idea. It's again collaboration and communication. As of membership, which is the last thing, our last committee. We need someone that's going to drive membership. I sent my novel out, and I think we got 158 members after that email, Doug.
Total who have signed up since the beginning is 158.
158. Okay. The original goal with Terry was 500. Is that right, buddy? 500. Okay. I'm a little more realistic, and I say, okay, well, let's say 25% of the alumni. So let's just use the word 1,000. If we can get to 250 this year, that's great. Spread the word. Let's get to 250 minimum. Okay. And the idea.
Minimum amount that you can pay.
$15. $15. So it goes 15 to 150 on the website. You can give more if you want, but guys, we're going to be realistic. We don't need a ton of funds. But the idea is we're going to sponsor these regional gatherings. Jim mentioned that earlier. We've got one in Clemson, in already working every third Thursday and of every month at the SO Club. If you're in town, go by. Great guys. One in Greenville. First one was this Thursday, and I think they're going to try to do it quarterly to start and possibly monthly after that. Mike Duda is going to help us up in Charlotte, right? Get one going in Charlotte. Right. We've got a Columbia group trying to get together. We have the annual one down in Charleston with Will Porsche and Rob Marchant and that gang. We're working on one in Atlanta. Okay, so you take those regional gatherings, and with the communication, the collaboration you're giving us, the Alumni Association can get you guys together, right? We'll furnish the food, you furnish your own drink. Okay, unless it's water, we'll take care of that, right? Okay, so membership growth is important. I mean, it's funny, I see Scott Roberts on remote here. Scott and I graduated together, well, he's a year ahead of me, but we grew up together up in Maryland, DC area, and it's just great to see him on here. I haven't seen Scott in 25 years, so it's really kind of neat to have this connection. That's what this is about, guys, okay? Yeah, Rex.
Is there a list that shows the brothers that live in these different geographic locations?
That's what this database is about, right? So Buddy started that, and that's the whole idea, is that on this website, we're going to have what people do when they graduated, what their bond number is, where they live, right? And that way you've got the ability to kind of collaborate that way. Okay, so the answer is not 100% there, but close.
There's a good framework that's already been established, and there's a lot of more information needs to be added to it. But yeah, it shows address, email, telephone numbers, cell phones, if we have them, so that we can establish a good network, keep a good network going strong.
Awesome. Any questions remotely? I mean, look, there's 4 chat messages. Can you grab that for me? And you can click to the next slide. While Chris is pulling this up, we'll just, so the current board as we have it, guys, I'm in the 300s, okay? And if you go to a lot of these events, there's a lot of 300s at a lot of these events, right? And it just kind of shows a passion, right? There's a lot of single digits, hundreds, 200s, and 300s. We got to grow the other sections where there's more. More 400s are starting to show up. A few 500s coming around, thanks to Doug and Andy and these guys. But we got to start. We get it. We Doug Brown and I have talked about this in depth. You graduate, you kind of had enough. You take some time off. You go out and you get your career started. You're 5 years removed. You then start to have kids and you focus there. Then you start to go, gosh, I need to get away from these kids. I want to go back to Clemson and hang out with my buddies. Now you're in your 30s, and you're saying, I want to start giving back, right? You get into your 50s and you have the time and you have the knowledge and you can start contributing a little more. So that's kind of where we are. Our 300 guys are in the 50s. So we're a little heavy on the 300s.
What about us down in the 70s?
You guys are in better shape than all of us, so it's all good. But right now your board is, I guess I'm self-elected, Chris, but since Chris and I were the only two board members to hang through this. So I'm the president of the board going forward. It's a 1-year term. Y'all can vote me out anytime you want, but I'll still contribute committee-wise. Chris Cribb is our secretary. Dan Bradley is our treasurer. And 2 members at large, Mike Duda and John Wise. Okay, so we have 2 in local presence, and Chris lives here, and John Wise lives here. Dan's up in Kentucky. I'm in South Alabama. And who did I miss?
Duda's in Charlotte.
And Duda's in Charlotte. Yeah, sorry, Mike, you're so important. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's our board, guys. Was there anything on the chat that I needed?
No.
Okay, just check. Okay. As far as financials, and I think I know the rest of this, but as far as financials, we're in pretty good shape, y'all. We have about $4,500 in the bank account now. We had a little challenge with the website, and people went on after the email. I call it the novel, but when I promise I'll be shorter in the future. But people went out there and they registered. 158 people hit that website. Okay. But some people went out and registered, asked for permission to become a member, but didn't get to the contribution page. Okay, well, that's just a little glitch we had. If you get a note from Doug Brown on that, just please go through the little paying information and officially sign up. Okay, and then we'll grant you access. So if you just do the math and say the average person is doing about $50, and we have 158 people in there, I mean that's an annual $7,500, $7,900, $8,000. That'll buy a few appetizers, okay, and help us sponsor somewhat of an event, and then we can start doing other things and giving back. Okay, so our financial situation is decent, but we need to grow it. Okay, if we're going to sponsor better events, at this point you're going to have to contribute to some of these events as we have them. If we get bigger, right? Like the golf tournament costs about 10 grand. Put the event on. Okay. All right. Where are we on this thing, Chris? There we go. Okay. What's showing on there is the website. I was going to walk y'all through the website, but again, the website is kind of where our central collaboration is going to be. The database will be out there. How to contact how to contact folks, pictures, composites. It's kind of fun to go back and look at your old composites. Like me, I don't look anything like I did in college. It's hard to believe. But you go through and you look at these various things. The chapter grants out there. And Doug and I are working on some tools where we can start to collaborate a little more, right? So if you want to reach out to someone, we're going to try to create a tool where you can do that via the website. Right now, it's LinkedIn, emails, text, stuff. Okay. With that all being said, guys, I really don't have a lot more. I'm an open book. Okay. For those of you that know me, I'm truthful. I'm blunt to the challenge of being mean, right? But the bottom line is we need help. Okay. If we want this thing to be successful, I mean, everybody's got to chip in a little bit. You guys are all keeping up with your circles of friends, right? We graduate and you got your 5 or 6 buddies that you really hang out with, that you bring back to games, that you do these various things. Bring them back, get them involved, encourage them to be a part of this. It's not about fundraising, y'all. It's about getting to know each other. And it was really cool to go to Greenville. And I think I knew 2, maybe 3 guys in that room. There were 12 of us there. By the time I left, I felt like I had 8 new fraternity brother friends. It's really cool. Same here, right? Everybody's just real friendly. Carson, from an active standpoint, it's very important you guys stay involved, because that's how we create this long-term relationship with Alumni Association. People create that 5-year, 10-year gap after they graduate. It's really hard to get re-engaged. Everybody can admit to that, right? Yeah. Okay. All I have, guys, I thank you for the opportunity. Yeah, Jim, got a question.
Would you please announce that we're going to do the Stein presentation on May 1st here at the lodge around noon.
Okay.
So that's we're creating that old tradition again.
So for those of you who remember, when you graduated at Phi Delta Theta, you were presented a Stein. Jim Douglas has been nice enough to start that again. And May 1st?
May 1st, here at the lodge.
May 1st in the lodge, Jim will be presenting Steins to the graduating seniors.
And we got about
really
20,
cool tradition.
We got about 20.
20 guys. That's awesome. 20 guys.
They'll be available for order for those of us that missed out when we were.
Okay, and for those who didn't hear that, we are gonna, on the website, we will create a link to be able to order the signs if you would like to have them. Okay. Rule is you've had to graduate. So if Jimbo Cooper's out there, you don't get one. I'm kidding. I'm sorry, Harry. What do you got?
They can be used for blue dolphins.
For a blue dolphin.
Yeah.
I'm missing the analogy. What's a blue dolphin?
It's a bar.
Oh, okay. Okay. Any questions, comments, concerns for me or for our committee? Anything? Guys, I'm looking forward to your input. Look forward to working through some of these committees. Today, we are going to kick off the mentoring program over lunch. And then we're calling it a career day, but all it really is just access to knowledge for the active members to ask us questions and as they start to pursue their jobs. And in some cases, I've already had guys reach out to me and talk about internships. So, cool. That is the end of the meeting. Any questions out there, guys? No. Thank you all very much.